Hello, and welcome to Cursed Content by Committee, the only show where you give us the Montreal Screwjob. I am your host, Mr. Feel, and with me as always are my co-hosts, Dan and Bob Video Games of GigaBoots.com.
Bob, get me off this crazy thing.
I can't do that, Dan.
And KZ Excellent of KZExcellent.com.
Goldberg? That's a wrestler, right?
Yes, sadly.
Ooh.
And I couldn't think of funny names because we did the wrestling thing last time and we're doing it again because today we are watching. What the fuck is the exact title of this movie?
Jetsons and WWE, Robo-Wrestlemania.
Yes, that. Or, as I call it, Jetsons and WWE, Days of Big Show Past. Do we have any expectations for the Jetsons and WWE Robo-Wrestlemania?
I expect to lose my shit at him being frozen in a giant block of ice, even though I've seen that clip about 15 times by now.
Same.
I'm glad that he's in there and we're out here. He's the sheriff and we're out here. He's frozen in there and I'm the sheriff. What I'm wondering about is where's Big Show? Bob or KZ, do you have any expectations?
I think I'm gonna see The Miz. I'm not really.
The Miz will be back.
That's my
I'm
expectation.
not sure he's in this one. I know Roman Reigns is in this one. I bet he Superman punches somebody because that's his only move.
I believe he did it in the trailer.
Yeah, I think he did too. Oh no. Anything else? Does anybody have any other expectations? I expect this to be funny and dumb.
This is the first major Jetsons production in over 27 years, apparently since the 1990 film Jetsons the Movie and the two web shorts made by John Chris Falusi. Apparently this is the
they
first
brought
thing
it back for this.
For this, yes.
I mean, he showed up in Harvey Birdman.
Who? George Jetson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The far off future of 2002. And it got us that great reaction. That thing that has never people still making new versions of it to this day.
I don't know. I hope there's more good stuff and they didn't just give away all of the best bits in the trailer.
I hope Mr. Spacely is somehow involved with the wrestling league. I need him to be talking to Vince McMahon at some point in this.
You think he causes the whole plot? Like he's like, I make robots, and Vince McMahon is like, if I replaced them all with robots, I wouldn't have to pay them or give them time off to recover from injuries.
I sent him into the
future.
Well,
it's Vince McMahon, so it'd be like, if I use robots, I don't have to pay them or give them any time off to recover.
So wait, is the end of this movie then going, so wait a second, Big Show, you're a good guy?
Do you think Mr. McMahon's gonna suck on a fish in this film as well?
No, I do not think
God,
that.
I forgot.
He's gonna suck on a robot.
Now that I had to suck sharp breath through my teeth while trying to eject that memory from my brain, let's go watch the Jetsons and WWE Robo-Wrestlemania.
There is no cool catchphrase for the Jetsons, so I'm just gonna say yabba dabba doo and pretend it fits.
And we're back. The Jetsons and WWE Robo-Wrestlemania is a film about how the future is full of liberal cucks, and any real human, like the type who watch WWE shows and oppose politeness and do meth, could easily kill all of them with their bare hands, including police, whom under a series of San Francisco liberal reforms are no longer allowed to randomly shoot unarmed people and must instead behave as human beings. So Dan, what did you think of Robo-Wrestlemania?
Robo-Wrestlemania was a depressing look at the future, where cucks run wild out in the streets. In all seriousness, though, the movie's all right. Its animation is really really low quality, but it's fine.
Yes.
What are you talking about? It looked great.
It's fine. It being 1080i and then deinterlaced to 1080p didn't help the already bad line work.
Did not notice.
Oh, I could.
Were you in game mode?
Hello and welcome to Pixel Bitching with your host Dan Video Games. So I'm going to show you how bad this Jetsons movie looks.
From
Cosmic.
3 years ago that nobody has thought about in years before us.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny film. The plot isn't that bad. It's a pretty good vessel for a lot of jokes. Some of them are really good. Others are meh. It's by no means the worst thing we've watched, and I was able to tolerate the impressions a lot better than I would have with the Flintstones movie. I'm gonna have to give this like a 3. I think it's a 3. It's pretty solid. Viewing it once, not that bad. I don't want to rewatch it ever again.
Bob.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Like it's probably too long. Like I felt like they let things. The trailer was amazing because it was just back to back to back insanity and things kept building. It's not as exciting watching through it. I didn't really.
There's some fat for sure.
I think Seth Rollins does a little bit too much in this movie. Like they keep going back to the same joke with him over and over again.
He's the architect.
Yes,
He is.
but yeah, I'm also gonna put it at 3 because I feel like it could have been better, but it wasn't terrible or anything by any means. It had some funny moments, just wasn't really as good as I was hoping.
KZ.
I thought this was funny in a variety of ways, be it its jokes, the way it animated, the fact that they made a script for this, and I went, yeah, I'm watching this. This is real. That was a joy. But yeah, I agree. It did feel longer than I expected somehow. So I'll give it like a 4 because I was regularly enjoying it.
Have you seen either of the Scooby-Doo ones, KZ?
No.
Because they're both more insane than this one.
I try not to watch WWE Studios movies. That we just accidentally tripped into a couple of them.
Yeah, no, I seen the first Scooby-Doo one. That one is great.
I thought this was pretty good. I'm with Dan where I don't think I'd ever have the desire to ever watch this again, which definitely puts it below both Scooby-Doo ones, which I think I could watch a couple more times in my life. But this is meant for a kid to watch it who likes WWE, and it would be great for that kid.
In that it would further lead them down this path of destruction, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to give it a 4.
That seems fair.
And with that out of the way, it's time to go right into our segments of our favorite character, the best character. Dan, you get to start us off.
I'm going to have to go with the classic Rosie the Robot. She uses her scary red eyes to intimidate humans more than once in this film.
Yes.
She is a fierce monster and apparently wants to fuck wrestler robots, which is funny as hell.
What the fuck, Roman Reigns robot?
Yes.
Yeah, Roman Reigns robot. Also, there's the part where her ass becomes the seat of a motorcycle.
Now, that I was not thinking of when I elected this character. That was a weird thing that I don't think there's any preface for in the entire Jetsons pantheon. So somebody on staff is like, what if her ass got huge? She became a motorcycle that Vince McMahon rode.
That person is Vince saying that, and he's like, it would be pretty cool.
This is what I always imagined watching the show.
Honestly, I don't doubt that for a second.
I'm genuinely wondering if that ever happened in any Jetsons material prior to this. Probably not.
Nothing I've ever seen, and I rewatched the fucking stupid crossover with the Flintstones so many times. And the fucking Jetsons movie. I must have owned those on VHS. Yeah, I'm still going with Rosie the Robot. She's the best character in the Jetsons, so of course she's the best character in this.
KZ, you get to go second.
Big Show.
Of course.
He is a joy on screen at all times. just seeing him react to various things and chew the scenery and scream, it was very good. Him getting mad at the concept of Irish people liking potatoes.
He's barely human.
In his own words, he's a giant.
That's why I like him.
I think he
It's
meant
like
mythically speaking, not height. I think he's literally half giant.
It's like here, Paul Donald White. You're a weird childish caveman in this. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Just that intro of just him busting out of the plane screaming as he freezes. He gets frozen.
Yeah, no, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Because you're like, oh no, is he going to drive out in the
middle of
snow?
the
No,
air.
he got a plane.
I thought he was gonna walk. I thought it would be even remotely sane. Bob.
Vince McMahon. Because he had
Now
that
Vince
really good
McMahon
scene.
or Vince McMoon, his descendant.
McMahon. McMoon is lame. Just totally not even worth mentioning. Has a terrible tie. But McMahon,
Yup.
he tears off his sleeves and puts on shades and then rides Rosie's robot around like a motorcycle.
Boomer mode.
Yes, he activates the boomer trigger.
It's a shame he got rid of the sunglasses between scenes.
Yes.
Also a shame he didn't actually do anything.
Hey. He went and saved George.
Yep.
But Rosie
Actually,
did that.
Rosie
He
did
nothing.
that, but he was there
He was-
riding her ass while she did it.
Yes.
Hey, this movie's occasionally casually sexist, so really he did all the work there.
I'll give it to Roman Reigns. He's terrible on WWE, but just seeing him cock his fist with an actual gun cocking sound effect multiple times in this movie was fantastic.
I am depressed that this came out too early for them to do the thing where they call him now the big dog.
Yeah, they do.
He's like, he wasn't going to appear at some event. He's like, if the big dog isn't here, who's going to protect the yard? I'm turning to dust.
That's pretty awful.
Yeah, it's real bad. He survived cancer, though, so people finally stopped booing him.
Like 3 times. Leukemia. It was real bad. He's like, I beat cancer's ass and the big dog is back.
One time during a pay-per-view, they had a giant pit bull statue to denote the big dog's coming.
Jesus Christ.
Is this getting you into
Well-
wrestling? Does this make you want to watch Dan?
No.
It's
Good.
yeah. Dan doesn't have fucking time to follow wrestling.
Good. My deterrent is working.
Now it's time for our least favorite character, and Bob gets to start us off on that one.
Do it, Bob. Put Vince McMahon on blast.
Oh my God, you're right. Vince McMahon is terrible. Look at him there. What a fool.
Dan's the little devil on your shoulder.
He has that laser tie, and that could have, like, the laser tie is an accessory that if you're good, it boosts you up.
Yes.
But if you're bad, it's like a millstone around your neck.
Right. If you can't live up to the laser tie, don't put it on. Just don't do it. And the freaking Big Show shows up immediately, just destroys McMahon.
Yeah.
He doesn't even stand a chance. He looks at him. He's defeated.
Yeah.
He doesn't even think humans should fight. What the heck?
Like his major character moment is being called. His big character moment is being called lame. That he looks lame, and then he doesn't even say anything. He just goes, "Yeah, okay."
Dan, you get to go second. I hope that McMahon wasn't your only one.
No, there are some choices here. Oh boy, so many people in this suck.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
all the wrestlers were really disappointing.
Here they are.
It's It's hard to choose. It's a cavalcade of people who just kind of suck.
I mean, the Usos are just intensely lame.
No, I'm okay with them.
No,
I'm
they're fine.
Once again, they are borderline Pokemon. I'm gonna have to give this to Alicia Foxbot.
Oh, not even regular.
Oh,
Not even the regular
Yeah.
one. No, the bot was just really sad, and it was really funny seeing the actual person show up and be like, "Is that a robot version of me? Is this really what we're doing?" It's so sad. All the lines from it suck, and it just gets owned eventually. I was hoping for more from the robots, but since the robots would have to make jokes making fun of the originals to some extent, a lot of them didn't go too far on that. Like some of them have a couple good jokes about that, like when they get into the argument of "you better believe it," and then he's like, "I do not believe it," and then just starts squeezing the dude. That's funny.
yes.
That's pretty funny. I don't think of Alicia Foxbot had a very good, gimmick, other than they just painted a bikini on a fucking robot. This is embarrassing.
It's the
That was
exact
funny,
same shape
though.
of robot as all of the others.
Uh-huh. Man, how many of these fucking wrestlers came from Florida? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that up too. I was like, what?
Dan,
Your future.
you have no idea how essential Florida is to this entire industry.
I should have known.
This is kind of a hard one because I kind of want to give it to the entire female gender.
Stop, women hater.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Judy though, just because what nothing.
What are you talking
Like
about?
just a void of a character.
But she aced her test.
She did.
I really like stereotypical portrayals of teenagers from 60 years ago.
Good.
Which ironically, which 60 years ago is also where they got the gender norms for this movie.
I mean, yes, the Jetsons. You
It
can't
had
change it.
Yeah, exactly. You had to stay faithful to the Jetsons.
With the casual sexism and married couples hate each other.
Yes.
Yep.
George and Jane Jetson, a China marriage, like it's fine China. You just tap it and it falls apart. That marriage is built on a house of cards.
Yes. That's how that's how you know it's a good sitcom.
I don't know. George Jetson didn't, use a futuristic metaphor to insinuate he was going to beat her. Is it really a good old sitcom?
I'm sure one of the episodes he did.
Probably.
I'd put money on it. Let me go to
No.
Google. Dear
If
Google,
they
does
did that,
George
somebody
Jetson
tell
beat
us.
his wife? Let's see.
KZ, I need you to tell me your least favorite character.
After Dan does his research.
I'm sure it's fine. Hanna-Barbera, very pure.
I'm not finding
Okay.
anything.
I guess if I had to choose Undertaker bot, because it then made me sad of, oh man, he would have been great in this.
Yeah, this is like the only thing without Undertaker. What happened?
Though it surprisingly held up decently, despite not doing the things I would have wanted in a WWE crossover thing. Undertaker and John Cena.
There's we can't put them in literally everything. I don't know why not.
We need to push something else. The Undertaker's bones are all made of glass. What if he dies?
John Cena's trying to do real movies sometimes.
Anything else on that front, KZ?
No, not at all.
Well, it's time for us to pick our favorite scene. Man, I'm gonna start, but it's fucking leaving like sands through the hourglass.
What? Really?
Yeah, this movie was pretty styrofoam.
Well, I mean, I'm trying not to be cruel and pick scenes that I know, like Dan would strangle me if somebody takes.
I feel like this movie is asking you to eat 4 slices of white bread and then explain the taste. It tastes like bread.
I'm gonna go with Sheamus fighting the Undertaker bot and the Kane bot inside the pneumatic tubes,
Okay,
That
yeah,
was cool.
That was a cool scene.
where it kind of became Advent Children-esque, and then they fly through a bridal store.
And then they got the wedding clothes.
That was pretty goofy.
Bob.
I'm gonna take that Big Show scene where he rips himself out of a plane in midair to get frozen in the sky.
And says, "Bring it on, gravity."
Yes, it's too insane.
He's in like a 1940s tiny plane that has a video phone for Vince McMahon to call him on.
It all makes sense.
It came out so fast because the previous scene was just like, you can't go down there. There's the ice storm. There's no way you can leave. And then he's just then in that little plane.
Smash cut in the air.
KZ.
The scene in which George Jetson defeats Seth Rollins in a wrestling ring.
Oh yeah, where shit's just going off.
Yeah, and they're like, oh no, he's trying to help him out. Oh no, he's stealing the belt. And then he somehow pins him. I thought that entire scene was delightful.
And he's Tron Man.
Future guy.
Yes, future guy. Dan, you're last up on this front.
So, you know, what I like about scenes is how much it tells you about the characters, how it moves the plot, and I think the most gripping one for that was the scene in the prison cell where George is like, I'm going to open these bars. And then reality's like, no, you're not. That was pretty good. It was a good moment. Because to be honest, I thought there was going to be a joke about, man, they don't try really hard to make prison cell bars anymore. I sincerely thought he was going to tear his way out.
It's like, turns out these things are like plastic or rubbery or something.
Huh. Who'd have thought?
I love how that scene ends. Which they're like, you going to help us? Then it just cuts away. It's like, no.
I'm like, no, we banned soda and you have to use paper straws. Our spirits are broken.
Oh no. That's dystopian.
Yeah. So that's why that scene, you know, told us a lot.
Okay.
Well, now we have to go for the worst scene. I guess KZ can start us off here.
It's another one of those situations where I can't say I found something particularly stands out as this is the worst thing I've like the worst. Okay, I think if there was a comedy bit that they did that I didn't think was necessarily the funniest thing in the world. It was when they arrive in the past, or I guess the present time, and they're like, man, we've been walking forever. And they're 10 feet away from their car. You could call that shit from space. It happened in that commentary. Yeah. And I'd say that was one of the weaker bits they did, which was followed up by a better bit of them dressing up as the wrestlers.
Yes, Elroy as Roman Reigns was quite good.
That was almost my favorite scene. But yeah, that would be my worst scene. I just think that joke didn't hit. It was funny because it was called.
I think my least favorite scene is Elroy explaining time travel, because it couldn't have been that long in runtime, but it just felt really long and was nothing.
I mentally blocked that out. You're right. That scene sucked.
Like temporal paradox, and no, he sounded more like Scrappy Doo, so he's like temporal paradox, and I can't go. Fuck him. Fuck Elroy.
I was really hoping your impression of Elroy was going to be George Lucas as usual.
I thought it was going to be Dobo.
It was going to be Dobo. That's why I stopped.
You tried to explain to your father the temporal paradox before he takes another sip of the whiskey and hits your mom again.
Ooh.
This is way too similar to the Jetsons.
Dan, what's your least favorite scene?
There are a lot of pretty mediocre scenes in this.
It's hard to remember them.
They're just mediocre.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they happen.
Yeah, there's not any abysmally terrible scene.
I would say that KZ took what I considered the worst one. That joke was incredibly obvious. In fact, that's a joke that anyone you tell the premise of that movie to could tell you that joke. So that one's really bad. Give me just a moment here to remember things that were awful, but not quite as awful. I'm going to say that the scene where Big Show shows up at their house for the first time it drags on a lot. It could have been a much punchier scene and gotten what it wanted to do a bit funnier and a bit faster. It has ups and downs, and it just keeps going. It's kind of sloppy. I don't think it needed to be that long. And during the moment, I was like, "We get it. Please move on. Come on, please."
It does feel, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that. There's one other one I might have done, but no, I'm going with that one.
And Bob, you get to finish this movie off. Hope you have enough bullets.
I'm going to go with the scene where we find out that George Jetson is horny for Alicia Fox. Because that became a millstone for the rest of the movie.
Well, Bob, what are you talking about? It was later revealed through dialogue that he was staring at her outfit, realizing they could dress as wrestlers, not he wanted to bone her, and that occurred to him to say when his wife wanted to roast him alive.
Yes. That.
That was really bad. Does anybody have any final thoughts on the Jetsons and WWE Robo-Wrestlemania?
I think we pulled one of the best movies we could have out of that list. I still think it's just the most forgettable thing. It's pretty funny for a short few moments, but I don't think I ever want to see it again.
Yeah, I feel like it could really have benefited from like a better set of wrestlers. I feel bad saying it, but
I mean,
all
you're
these guys
right. You're
seem
right.
to be lame.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. Like there's the only person I know that like I really know is Roman Reigns, and even that's because he's so notably bad.
And the main dude, like Big Show, seems cool. Sheamus really doesn't. His whole excuse seems to just be "I'm Irish," which is.
Remember that iconic scene
me
where he
Irish.
goes, potato, and then he attacks the enemy?
Yeah, and then the banjos start playing.
Yep.
And then Big Show
banjos
gets
are
angry because he said potato.
Oh my god!
Bob's like, "Good, huh?"
This was in the period where they were pushing Sheamus really hard.
You can tell.
KZ, do you have anything for the finale?
With cursed content, I enjoy the ones where, there isn't long stretches of just nothing. I feel like even if there was a bad joke, there was at least one that I enjoyed a minute later, which really saved it. Though the entire film, I was bothered by George's wife because I could tell that she was the same voice as the crazy bitch from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I was thinking about that the entire time.
What?
Yeah, it's the same voice as Zuko's sister from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I could not unhear it, and it was hurting my soul the entire time
Fuck
we watched.
you know it isn't.
Yes, it is. I checked again.
Oh,
She's also Daphne. And fucking Scooby-Doo
that
stuff.
one makes more sense. That one makes.
Yeah. They use what they can get. See, I didn't want to. I was afraid it would have hurt you during the film, so I didn't inflict it then.
How polite.
Hurt a little. It hurt a little bit. Well, I guess that's it for the show. It's time for everybody's favorite part of Cursed Content by Committee.
It's Bob's favorite part.
Oh, definitely.
It is time for Bob to decide our fate, Bob. As always, you get a choice between A, B, C, or D. I don't have any evil gimmicks for you this time. Maybe I'll think of one by the next time we do this. But right now, we just have the basic evil gimmick. I believe you won Deal or No Deal recently. You're all taken care of financially. I certainly hope you can bring that energy to your choice.
The $1 million in it is in choice number A.
A, white people being urban.
Oh, no!
Yes!
Damn it!
White people being urban, including the 5 films Kicking It Old School, The New Guy,
God.
This is gonna be really cursed.
Malibu's Most Wanted,
Yes!
White Boys with a Z,
I don't like any of those.
and a movie that I absolutely had to have in something, and this is the closest one I could figure it out. Big Money Rustlers, the ICP Western movie.
Oh,
It looks like you won, Bob, but Dan lost.
I'm very excited for next month.
So, no, Bob, it's this month. We're behind.
Oh no.
So look forward to the voting for White People Being Urban coming sooner than any of us would like it to be.